Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Mohamed Adel. I'm a PADI course director since 2008. I am the training director for a group of companies called SCUBA World. We have several diving centers starting from Laguna to Mars Alam. I work as an exam invigilator for 2 universities, one in Canada and one in New Zealand. And I do some freelance work for SCUBA training organization for PADI, for marketing department.
When and how did you start diving?
I started diving back in 95, and this was in Alexandria. It was a lifelong dream. It actually took me about 3 years to convince my family that I can start diving. And it took them another 2 years after I became a dive pro to convince them that this is actually a good career and it's actual career.
When you start diving, what did you like the most?
I was fascinated about the underwater world. Since I was young, I started to swim. I take swimming lessons. I used to go to Dahab since early 80s with my parents. And over there, I used to put mask and snorkel. I always have my mask and snorkel on, and I just look under the water and was fascinated by all these colors and life under the water. And I was always seeing those people who's going down with the tanks, and I was saying, like, I want to go there. I was going down as much as I could with my breath, and this is actually what got me into diving.
If someone is watching now here, which is not a diver, why they should go dive?
Why they should go dive? Well, everyone will have his own reason for going diving. I would believe this is actually, people will go diving for different reasons. So some will go diving to be close to the nature. Some will be diving because it's an adventure. Some would go diving because they would like to do something for their health. So everybody would have his own reason, but I would say just go and try because it's an addiction. No matter what your reasons are, you will find yourself in diving. There is a whole new world down there with less trouble, a whole new world without all this connection that you cannot disconnect yourself from work, from everything in life. And that will be completely replaced by a new world in diving.
Nice. What was the turning point? When did you decide to become a dive pro?
I started to think about diving, as I said early before, when I was maybe 10 years old. And I started to take my diving courses back in 95. I first started as a CMAS, so I was 1 and 2 star CMAS diver. And I was going just for diving as a holiday. I mean, I was still young. I was taking the money, pocket money from my parents. And for me, I was like, this is not enough just to make few dives between then and now. So I wanted to do more and more dives. So I said, okay, why not doing diving as a career? And from then I started to think about diving as a career.
So if someone now would like to become a dive pro, what would be your advice?
My advice would be to simply look for the good training. The cost is not the main thing. A lot of people will look at the training and say, okay, this course is cheaper than this, or I found that instructor is offering, or this diving center is offering that course with the cheaper price than this one. I would say, if you really want to be a pro, then pro, it means that you have the knowledge and you have the skills, and quality does not come cheap. So think about what training is needed and where you will get that training done, and you go there.
So for the existing dive pro, please give 3 advice for a successful dive pro.
For a successful dive pro, I would say, I always tell this to the people when they're doing the instructor course. I tell them, number 1, you have to have a goal. Unfortunately, a lot of people today, they get drifted and they get into this cycle of 1 week they're learning, in another week, and 1 month to another month, and so on, and they forget themselves. So you find some people, they stuck at one level for years and years and years, and they don't continue their education. I see a nice chart just behind you. It says start, and then it says continue. So this is exactly what I tell the people. Unfortunately, the people they actually they reach the first pro level, whichever, if it's a dive leader or a dive instructor, and they say that's it. No, that's not. This is the top of one summit, but this is actually, there's another bigger one there. You have to keep going. Competition is now becoming more and more tough. So people have to gain skills. This is number one. And this is when talking about diving skills. When I'm talking about other things as well, is people sometimes they neglect other skills which they might have. So learning a language, it's something vital in the tourism career in general. So I would say to the people, do not limit yourself to only one language or two. Whenever you have time, learn something new. Number three is, I would say, learn how to present yourself and how to use your skills when you're working somewhere. Do not only limit yourself, like I say, to your diving skills. No, you have to use all the skills that you have, whether if it's compressor maintenance, whether if it's communication skills, marketing skills, IT, whatever. This becomes handy. And please do not forget to put this on your CV. When you're actually making a CV, think about other skills that you have and put it there.
If you have a chance now to develop professional educational system, what would you add, remove, edit in that education?
Okay. Let me first say that with all the big training organization in the market, the educational systems I see all over, it's actually quite good. You cannot say there is a perfection. It's impossible to reach perfection everywhere. And we have to all agree about that. And this is why also all the training organizations keep updating and keep developing and changing things. What may be something I would change or I would add, I will not say change, I would say just add and highlight, to implement and to add a performance requirement to maybe to become a pro, that they have to do a project or something for the environment. Because let's be realistic about it. When you, Karim, started diving, where did your first dive was?
You don't want to know that. No, the Suez Canal, actually. Where all the big ships are.
Okay. So, but you still have seen fish and things like this under the water. If your first dive would have been full of garbage and things around and things which you don't really want to see, would you be here today? I don't think so. The same for me. Well, I started in Alexandria. My first dive in the sea was in Alexandria with scuba diving. I mean, that would still be amazing. So this is something important to add, because if today people will not take care about the environment, we're gonna all be out of business. Yes, instructors and dive masters, they do actually make initiatives sometimes, but I believe in leading with example. So for somebody to be a dive master or to be a diving instructor, if we put as one of the performance requirements that they have to do something related to the environment, then I think this will make a positive impact. Because if you think about how many certifications are issued every year, if each one of them do something positive for the environment, I think that will make a big difference.
What are your dreams for the diving industry? So whether it's something has to do with training or something has to do with equipment?
Well, equipment, it will keep evolving and changing due to the technology and everything. I think, like I say the training organization already keep updating. I would say for the diving industry, people have to learn how to work together and how to compete in a healthy way. So unfortunately, some people, they compete on who gives the lowest price. This will not gonna actually be a good result at the end for each or any person get into this strategy. However, I think people should learn how to work together. We are competitors, but we are not enemies. So this have to be something people should put in mind. And I think if we all agreed about that, everybody in the diving industry, and they learn how to do this, we're gonna get better. And the diving industry in general, it's gonna be in a better position. People competing about, well, let's say there is about 8 million divers, active divers worldwide, but there is a lot more which they have a diving certification, but they haven't been diving for a while. Why not try to bring these people back?
Agree.
So,
if I may add something in here, I think the real competition should not be between diving center to dive center or training agency to a training agency. It should be diving industry against other activities. So diving industry should compete with other sports or other activities in order to gain more people into that industry. I think this is the competition in which need to be, right?
yes, for sure. Diving is still a recreational activities, like you said, Karim yourself. We're competing, and we are actually competing with a lot other activities like kitesurf, windsurf, you can name it. Each one of them give something for the people involved, and this is why people go in. So, in diving, the thing is, it's yes, we keep diving. It's diving is still the same, but you still have something new. You have new places to go, and I think this is what we should be focusing on. I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Mohammed, well done. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Karim, very much for this. Thank you for the invitation, and keep doing a good work.
Thanks.